Hello, I'm Andrew Barrett. I'm the Chief Executive Officer and Returning Officer at Tamworth Borough Council. This is a role that's been in place for many years. Traditionally it started off as being called the Town Clerk. That was predominantly a more legalistic approach to running an organisation. However, in more recent years that role has morphed into becoming the Chief Executive. So as Chief Executive, I am responsible for setting the strategic direction of the Council in accordance with our elected members' wishes. I'm responsible to the Leader of the Council, and I ensure that all the Council's activities, programmes, services are planned and directed so as we can achieve our targeted outcomes, ambitions and corporate plan. A large part of the role is acting as the non-political interface between elected members and the officers of the council. So my role is to discuss with members their aspirations and translate those into activities to try and keep the town as we're hoping it does in running well, growing, and everything, I think, as one of my colleagues says, from bollards through to bins, to try and get the full range of council services that we as a district council offer. So we have all of our suite of waste collections, street cleansing, parks and litter collection that everybody sees and impacts on pretty much every resident of the borough. We're also a housing authority, so we have about 4,500 council houses where we home a lot of our residents. We have sheltered accommodation for our people who need that service, and we offer statutory homelessness services as well. We also look after all of the range of environmental health services, particularly looking at food safety, which keeps our residents safe, licensing, which keeps our nighttime economy safe, taxi licensing and things like that. We're not, however, responsible for things like potholes, adult social care, children's social care, which are the remit of our county council, but we do pride ourselves on very close working relationships with the county council to make sure that we integrate at every level in the organisation. Quite a lot of my activity is having discussions at regional level, to make sure that we have an input into things that could impact us from around the region, not necessarily just in Tamworth. Things like, we are a member of or a non-constituent member of the West Midlands Combined Authority, not from the fact that we are part of the Birmingham constituency area, but from the fact that activities that they do impact on us for the better. Again, another part of my role is the quasi-ceremonial role in which I support the Mayor at various civic activities. Some of you may have seen on social media, for that purpose, when the Mayor's wearing his robe, I tend to wear a ceremonial black robe, which is more akin to when it was a Town Clerk role rather than the Chief Executive role. There is, I believe, a white wig that goes with the robe. It is not worn these days, but again I think that is a nod to the more legal profession in there. But it is quite nice to keep the ceremonial side going. Tamworth is very passionate about its heritage, and having a mayor is quite an honour, and to work with a mayor for ceremonial reasons, it brings an awful lot of good into the town, and it does help us help the mayor to raise monies for his or her chosen charities every year. Again, a large portion of my role is to understand what Tamworth the place needs and how we go about delivering it. Sometimes that means we make what are seen as unpopular decisions around doing things, particularly within our planning framework. Although whilst I'm not held responsible for planning decisions, that is an elected member decision, we do try and make sure that everything we do is for the good of the town. It promotes growth, it promotes regeneration, and it's going to help future-proof our town for future generations. Tamworth is a very unique place. It's broadly 12 square miles. It is absolutely steeped in history. It has 7 nature reserves in such a small space, and I was only commenting this morning that when you look out of any high-rise window in Tamworth, all you actually see is a sea of green, which you don't get from low level. So indeed the place is very, very precious to us, and we are trying to enhance that for future generations.